Hi!
Time for the JAYMEE show!
We're never in sync when we do that.
Never.
Never.
Oh, well,
maybe that's what the charm is.
Exactly.
Maybe the charm is the fact that it's not at
we
all.
don't coordinate, and it makes it even better.
It's just natural. But I mean, shouldn't we be in sync? Isn't that what best friends are supposed to do? Maybe we need to practice. We need to practice being better friends.
I don't know, we talk like daily.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's really sad that we can't sync this up. It's been like 2 years. We should be able to get our JAYMEE show right. But it's kind of cool too because it's like one's like, it's time for, and I'm like so impatient. It's time for the JAYMEE show. So tell me what's happening. Hey, I watched that Tommy Robinson documentary because I figured, okay, while I'm like running around the house and doing stuff, I guess I could just listen to it. He's a bit of a drama queen, isn't he, mate?
Yeah, let's chat about that. Let's get that out of the way. So, yeah, Tommy Robinson did this big panorama thing. So let's start off at the beginning. There was a guy that they had on interviewing who, his name's Tom. He's a really lovely chap. I've met him, had a few beers with him. It sucks that he lost his job. But as Tommy goes on about free speech and everything, don't hope not hate have free speech. I know it's shitty, but isn't it their free speech to contact his employer if they so well choose to? It's not illegal or anything. There's nothing, you know. So that was their free speech. Yeah, it's shit and everything, and the guy lost his job, but I thought that was really weak on something that, you know, was meant to be about exposing Hope Not Hate and BBC. Right, moving on. What else was in that?
Hope Not Hate. What is Hope Not Hate again? Can you remind me?
Hope Not Hate.
I know it's not good.
Hope Not Hate is a organisation in the UK that exposes extremism and
extremism.
Yes. So all kinds, from far left to far right to Islamist and so on.
Okay.
Over the last few years, though, because they used to, like when they first started, they were really good and on the ball with exposing mainly Islamist terrorism, but still, they kind of stopped. They still do a bit of it, but they go really deep on the far right, and they'll label pretty much everyone and anyone far right. And that's what Hope Not Hate do, really. They make these reports and advocate to the government and things like that, basically.
Okay.
So what else was in that documentary? Right, so there's this John Sweeney, I think his name is. He's the guy from the BBC. Okay. He's a bit of a muppet. He made a shitty report around Brexit time that they keep harping on about. And with that one, I'm like, well, they didn't it doesn't seem like the BBC did it intentionally. It just seemed that those were the facts at the time, and it did seem like it was, you know, EU related as far as I was aware. And they did put a correction out afterwards, so, you know, that. What else was in that thing? Right, so calling this guy, Tommy's there, calling this guy racist and homophobic and all the other buzzwords.
I did see that.
I'm sorry, but I thought they were all jokes and they were pretty funny.
I felt like he was super dramatic.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I get how someone like that would feel like their life is kind of being sabotaged. But he would have a point if he wasn't so sensationalistic. But I don't know, what would I do if I was in that position? What would you do? What would you do if you were Tommy Robinson?
I wouldn't give the fucking opposition the opportunity to bash me on something. I try to have my facts as best as I could.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what we're all trying to do. He thinks he does have the facts, doesn't he? The problem is it's factual, and then a lot of it is affectual. Like, it's just too much feeling.
Yeah, oh, there was a lot of that in there.
Yeah, like I get you're frustrated, but if you want to present something to the public and you want them to listen to you, you have to be somebody they want to listen to. He was just freaking out too much. People don't take people seriously like that.
What else was in that documentary? There is a bit I want to go back and re-listened to,
Mm-hmm.
that the guy from the BBC said, I can't remember what it was, but that's the only thing I can say that there was anything of value there. But I'm gonna have to go back and see what it was he said. But I just felt that Tommy was mainly doing a lot of what the left do and the far left do to him, and that is, oh, he's racist, insert buzzword, so on.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, I feel like these people get backed into a corner and feel like that's the only way that they can beat that side, is like sink down to their level, because they don't really care for reasonableness, but at the same time using the same tactic doesn't work either. So you just have to persist and do the thing that is going to take forever to do, which is keep doing the right thing over and over again.
True that.
Mm-hmm. But no one even starts doing it, so I don't even understand.
What was the other thing? Oh, so in the documentary, Tommy Robinson goes on about how they were calling it exposing Tommy or take down Tommy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, that's clearly not what they were going to call the actual fucking episode. It was going to be on Panorama, sorry.
Jay, you have a stroke?
Yeah, a little bit. That was probably just like the off-book, unofficial sort of like, you know, side name for the project, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I bet Tommy had a bit of a fucking, a funny name for it, like, as the project, like the unofficial name, like the fucking Smackdown of the BBC, something like that, you know, I just...
Dude, you can't play like that. Take it seriously, or just don't say anything.
What else? And yeah, I thought it was pretty weak, to be honest. I was really disappointed in it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, did you have high expectations anyway? I didn't. I was bored of Tommy Robinson a long time ago.
See, the thing is I thought that it was going to be more about the stuff Lucy filmed. And I felt like a lot of that was just chopped up and whatnot, which is something he accused the BBC of doing, and he did it to them. And I would like to see it all. It'd be quite an interesting watch if it's, because apparently it's 4 hours long, they were saying in the documentary. I think that's what they said. So it'd be interesting to see the whole thing. But a lot of it is just, you know, two people in a pub getting smashed and having a good time. Oh, that's the other thing. Right, so Tommy's making this big thing about the fact that that was all on expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's what expenses do. When we're talking about, I've worked for big corporations where they're like, okay, so we got this client, you got to take them out, you got to wine and dine them to get the contract, you know. I've took clients out and spent hundreds of pounds. Actually, thinking about it, I've took clients out and had a bigger expenses budget and spent more money with clients in 4 hours than what the BBC did with Lucy in those couple of pubs. Mm-hmm. And they're making it out seem like it's like the big evil of the world. And I'm like, well, no, that's how business and corporations, and at the end of the day, it wasn't like the guy was interviewing Lucy for full on on the record. I mean, it's probably on the record to a degree, but most of it is just two people talking, you know? That's what it seemed like to me. That was the way it was relaxed. I mean, I've been interviewed by the press officially and unofficially, you know? And that was more of a, like, unofficial, let's just have a chin wag, chat some shit, you know, make some jokes, have a good old time, like.
Yeah. They want to friend you up. They want to lather you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And there's nothing illegal or wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that Lucy actually said that as well, which Ricky just said in the chat too. Can everybody hear Jay? I hope everybody can hear Jay. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. What do you think about chocolate milk? Do you think chocolate milk is only for children?
No.
How often do you drink chocolate milk?
It's been a while since I've had chocolate milk.
We're both a bit quiet. Well, OBS, that's lovely. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Hold on, let's see if I do this. It's just super loud in my ear if I do that. Talk to me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm doing things. I'm talking. What's going on? What you saying? What? In the butt?
What? In the butt? Hold on one sec.
Oh, I love that episode of your forecast where it was what in the butt.
What in the butt? Where am I? Okay, cool. Chocolate milk is pretty awesome. I was listening to a podcast and this guy was talking about how his tour manager drinks chocolate milk, and chocolate milk is only for children. It's not really for adults because it's full of so much sugar, right? You see, adults should not be drinking chocolate milk. I think it's very rare that I have chocolate milk. But that's like saying adults shouldn't be drinking eggnog.
Yeah. Nah, drink chocolate milk, man, and hot chocolates. All that shit. It's good. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think about that fucking Tommy Robinson documentary. I should have made notes when I was watching it. That's the thing, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it again.
I mean,
because like I said, I think there was one thing when I watched it and I did go, oh, that's kind of interesting, but I forgot it and didn't make a note, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
But a lot of it I just thought was just completely weak and just not
very waffly. I get tired of wafflers. I don't like listening to wafflers anymore unless they're funny. If they're funny wafflers, so like comedians, I can listen to that. But I feel like some people just take themselves too seriously, and they haven't earned taking themselves that seriously because they haven't really done anything, and they just keep doing more stupid shit. Like, he keeps getting in trouble. Why am I paying attention to anybody who keeps getting in trouble in the same way? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, have you heard he's going back to court?
Yes, I have heard.
So that's for what happened last year. That, you know, when his court case got thrown out and his conviction for that got thrown out. Well, the whatever they bloody call the person in charge of the justice system on that level. I want to say something general or something. I can't remember what it was called. The AG. I know it's AG is the acronym, but anyway, they've decided that yes, that it's in the public need and blah 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 to take him back to court for that original thing, because that's part of his thing being overturned was that he could be retried for it. And so they've decided now that he's going to go back to court for it all.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to end up doing time, but obviously at the moment everyone's making it out like they're going to throw Tommy in jail.
Tommy Robinson's going to die in jail. Tommy's going to die in jail. You remember that?
Oh my god.
He's definitely going to die in jail. But who cares about Tommy Robinson? What else is happening? I'm like bored of him. Who cares anymore? Who cares about him anymore?
What, do you watch that live stream I did earlier?
Yes, I did.
Hit me with your thoughts.
That guy was really nice. I thought it was really funny when he said something about, what are they going to do, take the gay away from me or something? I had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, when he was talking about
he was funny. So he's an ex-Muslim.
Yes.
I was walking around a lot, so tell me about him. How was your chat? How did you feel your chat went? I listened to it. It was good.
I went really well, actually.
Yeah.
He's a really smart dude. Very interesting. It was good to speak to someone who's been that radical and was, up for committing a terrorist attack. It's interesting. Plus, it was interesting to actually speak to someone who has sort of the same ideas as me when it comes to the EU and stuff.
But isn't white?
Oh, he's not white, yeah.
AG, Attorney General. I think
Attorney General.
That's what you were trying to say.
I think that was, yeah. We also talked about the Jews, world control, blah, blah, blah. That was awesome.
Can we please talk about globalism? Because that's one of the things I wrote down on my brainstorming sheet the other day. Is like, why is globalism such a bad word? We've had this conversation too, right? Globalism is not a bad word. Don't you want everybody working together but also separately? That's called a healthy relationship, right? We're gonna have global problems that need to be dealt with. We need the cooperation of everybody, every country to help take care of those global problems. And then keep your nation states and have your own thing going on and handle your own group of people. Why does globalism get a bad rap, though?
Because the likes of Alex Jones have spent the last 20 years
So it's just because of conspiracy theorists, basically?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's genuine people who don't believe the conspiracy stuff, who are just against it because they think nationalism is the better form to move forward, and has to have our own separate states and us doing our own thing. But
why can't it be both, though?
Well, that's what I think. I mean, I think that it should be a
I mean, it's
federalized.
necessary. That's what's happening now. Everybody, look, there's going to be a country that needs something that we have, and they're going to want to strike up a deal with us, and they might have something that we need and we don't have, so we're going to strike up a deal with them to have that. There is cooperation happening there. This shit is happening between countries all over the place. So to say that globalism is like a bad thing, I mean, not necessarily. In what way could it be bad? As like, I don't get that part. Nobody discusses that stuff.
It's the centralization of power,
but we don't want one country. I don't want one giant world government or one giant world country. You might have like a, I guess the UN is kind of like a governing body, right? There's a representative from each country.
Yeah. But even if we were talking about one world government, I mean, I personally would look for a federalized system where, yeah, there's certain things that are unilateral across the whole planet, but a lot of things would be decentralized to the local authority stroke nation state. Like, for example, my main thing would be human rights, internet laws, secular values, separation of church and state, free speech. Those would be the core of the federalized one world government, and then everything else is up to the nation state to choose if it, like, how do you prosecute people, what sentence you would give people for murder, things like that, up to you. Do you want to allow drugs in your country? Up to you. That sort of stuff.
Someone said, look at Europe to know why it's bad. And how is Europe an example of why globalism is bad is a good question. I would like to know. Educate me. I am ignorant.
I am pro-EU. Long live the EU.
See, I was kind of surprised by that, because what you said earlier in your stream was like, I understand if people are wanting to leave the EU so that, for the sovereignty of Britain or whatever. They want it to be a sovereign nation, but isn't it still kind of like, it's still a sovereign nation?
Kind of, because the way our arrangement works with the EU. Because, for one thing, we're not in the Schengen area.
Which is what?
Which changes things. That's where the currency is.
Oh, okay.
The euro and whatnot.
EU is cancelled. Look at the internet laws they're passing.
Oh, wow. A country has one bad law. Shit. Better tear it down.
That's the one where everybody was like, oh my god, we're not going to be allowed to have memes anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean...
That's not really an argument against the EU, because every country has...
No, it's an argument against the bad law.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's what I think, yeah.
So, the only thing that's going to change once you leave, I mean, you're still going to... You're going to need a passport now to travel down there, or do you need a passport anyway?
Brits have always needed a passport to leave the country.
Okay.
Because you need one to fly.
Okay.
Because we don't have citizen ID cards. If we had ID cards, then we would be able to use ID cards to leave the country to go to Europe.
What is considered... Okay, so what is considered a primary form of ID for you in the UK?
Driving license or passport.
Okay, so same here. Okay. And
but in most European countries, they have citizen ID cards, so they can travel around Europe with that.
Okay. And so when you leave the UK, obviously you need a passport, no matter where you're going, even if you're even as part of the EU, just because it is a different country. Okay. But being in the EU, you're able to go to school in different countries that are within the EU easier, right?
Yes. Work, live, all of that stuff.
Oh, okay. So there's no necessity to apply for a visa or anything. As long as you're in the EU, you can live in the EU countries?
Yeah, so basically what you do, say a person leaves the United Kingdom and wants to go live. Let's use the example of Cyprus. So say person A wants to leave the UK to go live there.
Yeah.
That person would get on a plane with their stuff and arrive in the country. Then they get themselves somewhere to live, and then they go with their tenancy agreement to their local immigration or local alien immigration, whatever you want they call it in that said country, and then they register themselves there and they get given a temporary residency card, which you have to carry at all times, which basically means that you're a European citizen and you're allowed to work here. And with that card, you go to a job, you give them relevant information, and you can start work Monday morning, and that's it.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
And
that's how it should be between the Commonwealth countries. I do not understand the point of like being in some kind of coalition if you can't travel freely, and if you can't live there, you need a visa or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I should be able to go to Australia or the UK with a passport, obviously, but I should just be able to move there.
Big time.
I feel like it should be the same with the US. Like, we're right there. Why are you making it difficult? If any immigration should be allowed into the US between Canada and the US, it should be between Canada and the US. Like, what are you doing? Get it sorted.
So yeah, that's pretty much what you do when you want to move to a European country.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking simple. I think you have to pay like 20 euros when you arrive in said country to register, but other than that, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just documentation things.
Okay, so if you go out for breakfast, do you get tea and orange juice, just tea, or just orange juice?
Depends on what I'm having. Most of the time I would just go for tea. I don't really drink orange juice very much.
Okay, but if you're having an English breakfast, how do you order your English breakfast?
Normally I just get a cup of tea. I don't often get orange juice.
Okay, but what do they ask you for your... You just say, I just want an English breakfast? They assume how you want your eggs and everything?
Oh, okay. So yeah, they ask like things like that because it depends where you go. But most places, if they're just doing a standard English breakfast, they might go, "How do you want your eggs?" And I like mine runny because I like the yolk. I hate egg white. But if I go to a proper calf, what I do is I ask them to get the eggs, get me like 4 eggs, remove the egg white, and just cook me all 4 yolks and have a massive yolk. Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you like dipping the bread? What is that called? Eggs in a basket, or?
Oh, you're talking about eggy soldiers.
Yeah, that's so cute. Eggy soldiers. Yeah, I've never had that.
Oh my god, I have to make eggy soldiers. It's the best.
This weekend I ordered a very large breakfast. I'm with you, Grant. Scrambled or get the fuck out. But I also do like over easy. I like that runny yolk too.
I do love scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs are really good. I ordered a breakfast this past weekend over my birthday weekend because it was mine and Brian's plan to do that after we got really high this weekend. So I had got like what at Denny's is called it's like a Grand Slam breakfast. It comes with 2 eggs, 2 sausage links, 2 slices of bacon, toast, pancakes, hash browns. Like, it's so much fucking food. And you know me, like, I just pick at every little thing until I'm full and then I'm done, right? And I got a coffee and I got an orange juice too. I need both. So before the breakfast comes, I chill and I have a coffee. And then breakfast comes and I have breakfast with my orange juice.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you guys serve beans with breakfast too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
We don't.
What?
No,
you need the beans,
that's so weird.
I also noticed she didn't say anything about no black pudding or mushrooms.
What the fuck is black pudding? I know it's really gross. Something about blood, right?
Yeah, man. It's all about that blood.
Is it pig's blood?
It is, man.
You guys are disgusting savages, man. That's so gross. How do you serve that? Tell me.
You cook it up on the grill, basically.
Okay, but what is it? You like squirt it out of what? Its leg or something?
What? No, it's like it's mixed with other things, blood and stuff. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like like imagine a thick pancake, but made of blood and other things that are in it.
Oh, I don't know how good I feel about that.
It's fucking gorgeous.
That sounds really disturbing.
Oh, mate, trust me, you'll have one bite of it and you'll be wanting to interview vegan gains while eating it.
No. I'd rather just get another sirloin steak because that was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was...
See, even Chris says black pudding is fucking awful. You like that other stuff too, that weird shit, that haggis? You like haggis?
Oh, I love haggis, man.
Then why do you like all the grossest stuff?
Well, I suppose it's part of my heritage being a Scot.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, both of them are Scottish.
Both of your parents are Scottish?
No, the food things, they're both Scottish. The black pudding and haggis are Scottish foods.
Gotcha. Okay.
My mother's Scottish. My father's English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad's from Suffolk, which is not far from Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
My mum is from a small town called Newtown St. Boswell, which is just over the Scottish border.
Okay. I thought you were from Wales this whole time.
No, how much did Chris pay you to say that? Did he super chat you?
No.
I hope he super chatted you for you to say that.
No, of course not. Sometimes I like picking on you, Jay. I have to remind you that I can be mean to you sometimes.
Please. When you try, you're all adorable.
It's so hard. Like, why would I want to be mad at my friend, right?
Exactly.
I try not to be. I get annoyed once in a while, but usually I only get annoyed at one person. We all know who that one person is. Just Dan. Only Dan eats shit from me. Poor guy. Or Chris too, maybe. Maybe Chris too. No, I eat more shit from Chris. Look at that. Look at the super chat. Jay is Welsh and we all know it.
Dollar bills, yo.
Christopher is supposed to be sleeping right now and he's not sleeping. Look at that cool background. It's so, like, it's so lit, fam.
I love it. It's fucking awesome. I just, see, I don't mind. If he's gonna call me Welsh and he's paying to do it, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's all about making Amy that money, yo.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Alright. So I've been working on something.
Yeah? You gonna tell me about it?
Yeah. So, you know, since I did that the stream with Martina, you know, my Rebel
Martina was mentioned on the Joe Rogan Experience by Tim Pool.
She was, mate. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up what they done to her. Fucking removing her bank account and shit. It's crazy. Anyway, if you look in this Discord, in the general Yelp, you will see a picture. Because since I've been on that stream, I've been like really getting in with my art stuff. And my art stuff is more taking photos, photography, editing them, and I've also been getting into photo restoration work. So you see that one there?
I do.
In the chat. Yeah, right. Now you notice how there's all those creases, the colours. Well, it's black and white, but it looks kind of dull and stuff like that. Yeah, there's horrible white crease marks from where it's been folded over and stuff like that. Well, oh, and it's also like really pale. Well, check this out now.
Oh wow, look at that. That looks so good. Much better.
I've been teaching myself to do.
Is that
this.
you? Who is that picture of?
No, that's actually my father and his mother. My dad's 73, so that was at least 70 years ago.
That's crazy. Time's flying real fast. It must be. I find it weird to like look at pictures of myself as a child because I don't remember being a baby. All those pictures that I showed you earlier, I don't even understand.
Yeah, but
somebody.
I don't remember a single picture that I'm in me as a child.
No.
I'm just looking at them all and I'm like, I don't remember this at all.
There's like old ass video, like home video out there that my dad used to take because he just. Thank you, Pavel. Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, Pavel, I didn't realize you super chatted me earlier and I didn't notice until after the stream. But thank you, mate. Appreciate your Polish money. I know the name, but I can't. Zloty, I want to say.
Zloty.
Zloty.
I don't think Vegan Gains is ever going to speak with Amy again. I don't think so either. Those
Vegan wars.
Remember the great vegan wars of 2018?
Oh, yeah. They will go down in history.
Dan mentioned those to me today. He's like, remember, he's like, something we were talking about during the great vegan wars of 2018. I'm like, haha, the great vegan wars of 2018. I remember. It was always vegans every day just coming at us for a while. They just wouldn't stop. They just need to fight so badly. Like, dude, you need to sort yourself out. Clean your room. Do some housekeeping. Go do some dusting. Clearly your brain needs to be dusted. There's way too much shit. You gotta vacuum that shit. You gotta sleep. You gotta get some pledge and dust the shit out of yourself.
Yeah, man.
Stupid. Stupid. Debate me, bro. Debate me, bro. Why does everybody want to be so aggro all the time? Why can't people chill the fuck out? That's what I want to know. Do you need to be on the edge of the fight or flight response all the fucking time? And then they wonder why people are depressed and have fucking trauma and shit. Like, look at the shit you guys watch all day. People fucking arguing and fighting and starting shit just for the sake of starting shit. It's so low level. Like, get over it, man. Get over it. Or at least balance it out with some good stuff. Watch some educational shit. Like, why the fuck is everybody just watching everybody fight all the time?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Or the worst part is they kind of hang on to things that happened to them like 10 plus years ago.
Oh my god.
Make it like part of their... Yeah, we all have shit that's tragic that we have to go through, but I think that we have to accept what's happened to us and in a way move on from said
People
thing.
need to learn to embrace change. That's what their problem is, and they all suck at it.
Yeah.
People just suck at embracing change. How are you supposed to move past things if you're not willing to let it go and just accept the fact that things aren't going to be the way that they were? That's what happens when shit goes down. You know that, right? It's not going to be the same anymore. Now you have to adapt to something different. And the more you resist it, the shittier it is for you. Why do people do that? Like, even Vegan Gains, like, when I was talking to him and telling him, I'm like, dude, this is not the way to talk to people. Do you actually care about veganism? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, if you care about veganism, do you understand you need to get people on your side for that? And he's like, yeah. But I'm like, so do you understand why it's important to be aware of the way you're talking to people if you want them to subscribe to your fucking stupid ideology? And he's like, well, fuck that. I'm not changing because I've fucking convinced so many people. Who are these so many people you've convinced? What are they, like 3 people? Fucking people overstate their ability and their effect on the world. And it's like, okay, you are making a little difference and that's good. It's a positive thing. But don't think you're totally changing the world here. And that your approach is excellent just because it's worked a few times. Get the fuck out. I'm not impressed. I am not impressed, Jamie Turner.
I agree.
Yeah. Here's another thing. Do you like ASMR? How do you feel when you listen to ASMR videos?
I don't listen to ASMR videos.
Okay, if you did.
See, the thing is I've listened to a few, but the thing I don't like about it is because I'm very sensitive over my ear.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, I've got my headphones on. And obviously, I kind of can hear in my deaf ear. But the thing is my brain sort of plays that game with me where it's someone really close to my ear that's, you know, fucked as it is, and I kind of spooks me out a little bit, and I just don't like it for that reason. I feel like someone's there, even though I know no one's there.
Oh, so it makes you feel like kind of weird?
Yeah.
More weird than enjoyable?
Yeah.
I don't understand how it makes people relax. It has the total opposite effect on me. It like makes the hair on my neck stand up. I'm like, I can't relax listening to this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like on the edge.
Yeah. Like it's nice to listen to, but it doesn't give me like relaxing shivers. It gives me like horny shivers. I'm like, this is so inappropriate. How do people listen to this and go to sleep? What's wrong with you? I can't do it. It's a. I mean,
But,
not
like,
for sleeping
don't
or
get me
relaxing.
wrong. If you came up to me and like whispered in my ear or ASMR, yeah, I'd be alright.
Yeah, I
with
love that. I like that.
Yeah.
But that's why I can't listen to ASMR. Because it's not a relaxing thing for me. I'm like, how are people chilling with this shit? How about
Agree.
mukbang? You like mukbang?
Yeah, not really.
Dude, H3H3 recently made this video. Did you see the Sea Monsters of YouTube video where like this she ate a 15-pound lobster all to herself.
Whoa.
Like, all to her. It was a crab. Giant crab? No, it was a lobster, too. And, like, this bowl of dressing she has, which is basically melted butter with some other shit in it. Who cares? You're basically eating a full stick of butter. You're, like, dipping this fat, disgusting, well, it's probably delicious, crab in it, and the way she's eating is so gross. Giant crab and butter. Exactly. So disgusting. But it's popular. That whole concept, not her in particular, but I think it got big in like the Asian countries. I think Alfie was telling me yesterday, like, for people who eat alone, it like makes them feel like they're eating with someone, so they watch the videos and they do it.
Sounds like something that would be big in like South Korea.
Honestly, it's quite popular. Remember that really gross girl that I had in front of one of my videos? Like, you guys are like,
oh,
ew,
yeah.
why are you putting Trisha Paytas? Like, she has, I don't know, 4 or 5 million subscribers or whatever, and people love watching her eat. And it's kind of gross because the mic is so close to her mouth, and she just comes by it, and she's like chewing in it and shit, and I'm like,
oh, and she's one of those people that eats with her mouth open. And what I mean by that is she doesn't close her lips.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Really annoys me so much.
Yeah, it's so gross. Ew, it's so gross. Like doing it on purpose, right?
That's
like,
it.
You're like, why are you doing that? I'm like that when I chew gum, though. Tell me about your gum chewing habits. My gum chewing habits are shit. I talk like a valley girl. I chew gum like an asshole. And I have to put like 3 pieces in my mouth. I can never have just one. And I like having my mouth full of gum. And I just chew it. And I grind my jaw down. Chewing gum.
I don't really chew gum that often. But again, I don't really make the noises you do. If you know what I mean.
I'm gonna open this. Just hold on.
Yeah, I got an article. I got a couple here. These are things I was gonna make videos on, but I like making videos with you, Matt. Perfect opportunity.
Hey, Carter Cole. Okay, I'm gonna throw this on. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Do your thing, Matt. No worries.
Do your thing, mate. You didn't tell me about your gum chewing habits, though.
There's nothing really to tell, because, like, I don't really chew gum that often.
Oh, I see.
And I've just fucked up the photo. Okay, so don't do that again. Not a bad idea. Oh, I'm loving learning how to do fabrication. Amazing.
See, this is the kind of stuff that should be prepared beforehand.
But gum, man, I don't know what to tell you about my gum chewing. Like, I suppose the only time I chew gum is when I'm out on the street. J on the beat, J in the beat, beat J, beat J.
What you talking about, Matt?
It's like her and Dan's little song for me when I'm out on the streets, man.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Europe's first jail. Europe's first jail in a jail for trans women. So trans women were men first and are now women.
Yes, I believe that is what this is for.
See, I wish my brain, like, as soon as I have to think about that kind of stuff, I'm like, I just don't care. Like, stupid. But okay. You gotta be different so bad.
I don't think this is female to male. prisoners. That I think
Male to
those
female.
numbers are quite, yeah, female to male prisoners of the trans community, I think, is pretty low
Okay.
compared to male to female.
You ready?
Yes.
Christopher, you should go to sleep, by the way. Europe's first jail in a jail for trans women. Britain is to create its first transgender jail within a jail, in what may also be a first for Europe. A unit housing only trans inmates will open this week at Downview Prison near Sutton, South London, in a building previously named after Josephine Butler, a Victorian feminist. Oh, great. Downview is a women's jail. Oh. And one source reported significant concern among its 320 female prisoners at the arrival of male-bodied trans inmates. Male-bodied trans inmates.
That's the PC way of saying they were born male. But, well,
male-bodied.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, according to Twitter, that would be dead naming. Ooh, male-bodied trans inmates. Almost half of trans prisoners. Isn't it so fucking stupid that it's distinguished that they're male-bodied, yet they are refusing to accept the fact that there are two genders? Stupid.
Yeah, it's just the climate that we live in, where these organisations, the government, don't want to upset people by saying, you know, male or female, basically. So they're using this male body.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Almost half of trans prisoners are sex offenders, compared with 19% in the prison population as a whole. Prison governors and doctors say some sex criminals transition to get access to women. Wow. I can't read any more of this.
I'm hooking you up. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Because for some reason yours is doing that, so I'm just screenshotting it in bits to you.
Okay.
It's in the chat.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
It's okay. Not a problem. Downview is a women's jail, and one source reported significant concern among its 320 female prisoners at the arrival of male-bodied trans inmates. Almost half of trans prisoners are sex offenders, compared with 19% in the prison population as a whole. Prison governors and doctors say some sex criminals transition to get access to women. That is super fucked up. Super fucked up. However, the new trans wing is understood to be in a separate building within the prison perimeter, with an inner fence dividing it from the rest of the jail. The first 3 residents are due this week. This is not going to go well. Andrea Albut, president of the Prison Governors Association, said the success of the new unit would depend on how effectively the prison protected its biologically female inmates.
Biological female inmates.
They're going to have some kinds of safeguards to make sure that a Karen White event doesn't happen again, she said. That is the #1 priority. White, born Stephen Wood, a convinced child sex abuser on remand for rape, was sent to a women's prison after self-identifying as a female. Wow, even though she still had her male genitalia. First of all, I hate how we just give in to this shit. Like, if you have a dick and you identify as a she, like, why are we letting it slide to just call them she because they want to be? This gender fluid shit is so stupid. Within weeks, she had sexually assaulted 2 women inmates. The case triggered a revision of prison guidelines, which said the great majority of trans prisoners should be allowed to experience a system in the gender in which they identify. What a fucking mess. Edward Arger, the Justice Minister, has said the new policy would strike the right balance between ensuring that all female prisoners are kept safe and transgender prisoners have their rights respected. The creation of a third space for trans inmates reflects the fact that they too can be at risk. One, Tara Hudson, who had lived as a woman for years but not legally changed her gender, was placed in a men's jail, where she said she was treated like an animal in a zoo. Mike Reynolds, until recently deputy chairman of Downview's Independent Monitoring Board, said he understood the new facility would be in the former Josephine Butler unit. It was previously used for female young offenders but has been emptied and renamed E-Wing. The unit has 15 single cells and 1 2-bedded cell, Reynolds said. This is too small to hold the 139 prisoners recorded as trans, but almost enough for the estimated 20 trans prisoners who are housed in the women's estate, raising the prospect that all women's jails, except Downview, could be emptied of trans inmates. A few American big city jails have transgender wings, but it is believed that Downviews could be the first in Europe. Italy considered introducing one, but did not go ahead. Good for you, Italy. Nicola Williams...
Well, hang on. I do want to say I think this is a good idea that we are putting trans people in a separate jail to male and females, though.
I don't think so. I feel like if you identify... Whatever your genitalia is, that's the jail you should be put into.
Okay, but, so we have a man that's had the full op, but is going to jail. Which jail are you putting him in?
If he's had the operation, go ahead, put him in the women's jail.
Yeah, but I would rather segregate them because they're not... They've still got the biology of a man, and, well, you know, they are stronger.
But that's what I'm saying, so. Like... Wait a minute.
And you don't want to put them in I don't want to put them in a male jail because they don't have a penis, so they have a vagina, so then they're at risk of being assaulted by the men.
Okay, so hold on. So you are for segregating trans people from everybody else then?
Yes.
I just don't know about that. I feel like it should go by your genitals. If you transition, then yeah, be in the jail that you transition, of the gender you transitioned into. If not, though, you can't just say you're a woman and go into a man's jail if you still have a dick and balls dangling between your legs. So I guess we disagree.
So my thing is more on the ones that have had the operations either way than the ones that haven't. So the ones that haven't, yeah, I agree, they should go in the jail of what their genitalia is. Mm-hmm. But the ones that have had their operation, I think they should be at least segregated.
Yeah, I don't think we should be building separate facilities for trans people. If they want to be a part, they either want to be a part of everybody or they don't. They need to figure out their identity. We should not be accommodating them in any way. So I don't agree that we should have any separate prisons at all. I think it's silly. Let's have a trans bathroom. Let's have trans-only classrooms in the class. Where does it stop? You shouldn't be able to fight.
But we don't segregate in the rest of society. There's a reason we segregate in prisons, isn't there?
Yes, and I get that, but I don't think there should be another separation of trans. You see, so. For me, in my mind, if you've transitioned into a woman and you've had the operation, you should go to a women's jail. But if you still have your dick and balls and you're saying you're a woman, you shouldn't be in the male's jail. I just don't think there should be trans anything. It just depends on if they're...
Well, for me, I see where you're coming from on it. For me, I'm just... Obviously, it's for those that have had the operation. I'm thinking, like men to women. If they're a woman, having them in a woman's prison, I'm like, they could still, because I still think they could do something to biological women in a woman's jail, yeah, because they still are biologically men, stronger and whatnot. And that goes for men that have, women that have had the surgery the other way and have. However they make a dick and balls. Well, not real balls, but you know what I mean. They're at risk in a male prison, I feel. Okay. But I'm just looking at it as that way, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
I think you and I just disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright though. Come to Vancouver, I'll kick the shit out of you, Jay. How dare you disagree with me?
Totally do that. It might turn me on a little bit, but that's...
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway, is there anything else this thing says?
Anything else what thing says? Oh.
Yeah, cool.
A few American big city... Sorry. A few American big city jails have transgender wings, but it is believed that Downviews could be the first in Europe. Italy considered introducing one, but did not go ahead. Nicola Williams of Fair Play for Women, which has campaigned for reform, said she cautiously welcomed the move. The Ministry of Justice said 3 transgender prisoners with gender recognition certificates would initially be housed in the new wing and would not have access to other offenders at the prison. Okay. It said wider policy on trans prisoners was still in development and no final decisions have been made. This is so stupid that we're like catering every system to like a way small portion of the population. It's so silly to me. It's such a waste of resources. These people just need to learn to be okay that they're confused and function within the rest of society and not cause problems. Because I'm sorry if you've been mistreated. I don't ever intend to mistreat you.
I do agree that, you know, I think to a degree we should cater to people to a degree, but I think that, you know, when it comes to prison stuff, it shouldn't be, because you're meant to be going to prison and losing rights and losing privileges.
Jay, are you getting soft? Because I definitely don't think we should cater in any way to any of these like identity politics type issues. I do not.
No, I mean more in like we give them the rights of individuals and those.
But they have those. They
that's
have
what
the
I'm
same
saying.
rights.
That's what I'm saying, isn't it? Is that that's what we do to a degree, but we are going crazy with where we're going at the moment with the amount of catering of this there.
Yeah, it's way too much.
Yeah, but what I'm really saying is that we send people to prison and they lose rights and lose their privileges that we give them in society. So I do agree that it is baffling that we, for some reason, are giving them more committing crime when they should be losing rights, not gaining rights.
I know, right? Isn't that so weird? You're supposed to go into jail to like, it's a punishment. It's a you're bad. You're not supposed to do this. Now you're facing consequences for doing this, and you're like, well, give me this, and I want this. I want my own trans prison. No, you can't be something separate. That's not how this fucking goes. That's why this identification shit is so dumb. Look, I will be more charitable towards you if you've cut your dick off, or if you and turned it into a vagina, or if you turned your vagina into vagina, calling vagina. If you're gonna turn your vagina into a dick, fine. I'll be more charitable towards you. But you need to go to the jail of the gender that you are now. And you don't, in my world, you don't get to say, I feel like a girl, so I'm a girl. That doesn't work in my world. Because that's not correct. There's no empiricism there. I'm a fucking unicorn. No, I'm fucking not. I'm not. You can't pretend to be whatever the fuck you want and just be that. That's not, like, this is not make-believe. This is not playtime. These are games that children play.
It's true.
I'm a princess. Can you imagine if I stepped out into the world as a 31-year-old girl and said, I'm a princess, everybody. I'm really a princess. I have a castle. Excuse me. I'm just gonna start going to people up on the street and be like, excuse me, I identify as a princess. You're my slave now. Can you go fucking buy me a bag of Doritos? What the hell do you mean you're not gonna do that? I said I identify as a princess. If you do not succumb to what I'm asking you to do, you're gonna cause me dire mental instability. So you better go and fucking get me those Doritos right now. Because I'm a fucking princess, you asshole. How are you gonna tell me I'm not? And just start crying right there. If they're like, what the fuck? This girl. Someone calls, I'm gonna get the cops called on me. Excuse me, don't you understand? You are a plebeian. Get me my fucking Doritos and stop defying my authority.
I really feel like you want to be a princess, Amy.
I mean, I am one. Didn't I just go through a rant?
Well, you know what they say in Britain, you know, every Englishman's home is his castle, so, you know.
Is that really something they say over there?
Yeah.
But yeah, can you just imagine? Like, this shit is so impractical. Very, very impractical. I have not seen Captain Marvel. Chat. What's up, Demouse House? Chat people.
So,
hello.
With this whole transgender prison, I think we'll see what happens. I think, if anything, it's going to cut down on sexual assault and abuse in prisons by biological men on women in women's prison.
Okay. I guess
That's
we'll
the
have
only
to see.
benefit I could see.
Maybe. I guess we'll see, won't we? Won't we? Do you actually pay a subscription for that fucking magazine or whatever that is that you sent me?
Which magazine?
Whatever article we just read that required a subscription.
No, I don't know why. Well, I'm signed up with the Times, so I think because I've read it once, it sort of puts it in my thing. And oh yeah, I have 0 free accounts from articles to read this from the Times. But also, I use what is it called? Archive thingy. And you can you put the link in. I'll send you it, and then it kind of gives you a browser where you can view the whole article without having a web archive.
Okay.
Yeah. And it should be on their base. 2 seconds.
Did he just leave me? Did you just leave?
What? No, I'm here.
Oh, I thought you said 2 seconds.
No, I was typing in the thing into the thing. Seeing if it's here.
Oh.
No results. Typical.
Oh well.
Creators.
What is your plan for the evening? It's like midnight over there. What are you doing?
What? It's not midnight. It's 11 o'clock.
Mate, it's 3:50. Oh, right. You didn't go ahead an hour. So wait. This is a mindfuck. So now you're only 7 hours ahead of me for 3 weeks.
Yes. 2 weeks for me, personally, but yes. Britain is 3 weeks.
Yes. Which is super weird. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why there's a 3-week gap. I would have thought that you guys would do the DST first instead of us, if anybody.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I don't know.
We like to do it last, I guess.
I guess so. What's coming up for you? Is there anything coming up?
Nothing that exciting for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from moving, that's it.
Oh, is that an announcement that you've made?
No.
Oh, well, dear. It happened here first.
No one knows anything.
No, we're just gonna pretend nothing happened.
What about you? What's going on in your life?
Nothing.
I feel like it's been
Everything's
ages
boring.
since we've done a JAYMEE show.
It has. I think we did one a couple weeks ago, but we haven't been doing them as frequently. We don't even use the channel anymore, do we? Because it just makes more sense. It makes more sense to use our own because we each have super chat.
Yeah.
Right? So, if anybody wants to hook a girl up with some super chat.
Yeah, what you all saying? Sort it out, people.
Buy me a coffee or something, you know?
Yeah.
Buy me a coffee. Nothing is happening over here. It's just been very cold. And like I was telling you the other day, every time I step outside, I just want to fucking shoot someone because I'm so tired of it. There's no color out there. It would be nice to see some color. If I shot someone, I'd definitely see some color. Because it's just hella gray. And it's cold. You wake up in the morning and it's like -4. And I'm like, but it looks so sunny.
Yeah.
It's either sunny or gray. The sunny is really nice, but... It's really nice, but it's always
That's
fucking
good.
freezing cold, man. I'm sick and tired of it.
I bet.
How do people
I know what you
who
mean.
live in cold climates not just fucking want to kill everybody? I fucking want to kill everybody. It's so cold.
Oh, I get you there. I really do.
Look, Chris is buttering me up, but Chris should be going to sleep. So rude. Go to sleep, Christopher. So rude. Do you guys get snow? I think Chris said that they got snow.
I didn't notice any snow.
Oh.
I heard this talk of snow, but I didn't get snow here.
Yeah.
It was just a normal day today.
We got snow just last week, but it didn't stick, thank God. There's like random piles of it everywhere from the week before because it did actually stick.
Mm.
Yeah. My new living room setup is pretty fucking awesome. I really like it.
It is, yeah. I love it. You look awesome on webcam.
Thanks.
Have you got a black and white filter on it or something?
Yeah, I took the color out. Doesn't matter what
No.
color I am. All that matters is that I'm here.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, doesn't matter what the color, if the color is there or not. It just matters that I'm here, right? Color
Damn
doesn't
right.
matter. It sounds better as well. Well, that's good. Thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah, you're coming across. It's awesome. I love your setup.
Yeah, it's because
And I
know.
love your background stuff.
Cool, right? Nice, like, just wooden back.
I was about to say that actually. As I was going to say, is that a wooden background on the green screen you've got? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, so instead of just hanging in the middle of the living room, it's now really, it's just really flat up against the wall because I've nailed it to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks a lot better now. It works a lot better too, and I have the lights positioned on it and stuff, and I added light bulbs into my light up there that was totally dead. So there was no light bulbs in it. Put that stuff in it. Yeah.
Fair. Nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Sometimes I'll do it in color, sometimes black and white. I just like the black and white. Because
I can see why.
I have the background stuff going, right, and that's really colorful, and if I'm also colorful, I feel like it's just kind of tacky. So it takes away and just kind of balances it.
When you're gonna get yourself a map background, so you can be like Paul Joseph Watson and be all cool.
That would be such a good idea. That's gonna be the next one. I should so use a map because Lord knows I need a geography lesson wherever I can get it because I'm really bad with geography. It's really embarrassing how bad I am.
Please, you're not that bad.
I really am. Geographically challenged. It's like my biggest handicap. I'm telling you. Well, Jay, are you all streamed out? Because I'm streamed out.
Are you?
Yeah, I want to smoke and I want to relax for a bit, and then I'm going to head to the gym. So do you want to chill maybe on Discord for a little while, and then, yeah?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, it was good to see y'all. Thanks for coming.
Give Amy some money, yo.
It was really nice to hang out. Thanks for coming, Jay.
Always, man.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Bye!
Bye!